Thanksgiving weekend, one of the biggest football weekends of the year. Chuck Edel found a real peach. Must be a winner.
Rivalry Saturday.
Rivalry Saturday. Chuck found Fresno and Air
Friday
Force.
Game or Saturday?
I believe Friday.
It's a Friday. Okay, I'm sorry. It's a Friday. Fresno 16 over Air Force. Total 60.5. Chuck, you got to be giving us a winner in this game.
Not only am I playing this game, but it's something I don't do too often. I'm laying the points. I did bring my water to wash all the chalk out of my mouth. I am going to take Fresno here, laying the 16 points. You know, last week Air Force needed one win. They only had 2 games left this game, and obviously the game against Hawaii to get to the bowl to get to qualify for a bowl game. They beat Hawaii, but it wasn't pretty. They beat Hawaii. It was like 7-7 going in the third quarter.
You know how many passes they threw?
0. Yeah, didn't pass.
Didn't throw a pass.
Yeah, I mean, incredible. And then a lethargic win. It was 21-7. But the key here is after the game, they accept awards to the Humanitarian Bowl. So they're in the bowl game. They're all happy. They're celebrating. Meanwhile, Fresno right now battling for the Mountain West with Boise State and San Diego State, all 6-1 here. Air Force also can't stop the run. Air Force 96th in the country against the run. We saw a lot of teams run all over them. Army ran all over them. We saw on the road this year, they lost to UNLV. They beat Wyoming by 1, but that was without Wyoming's starting quarterback, who's the most valuable player on that team. They also, as we mentioned, lost to Army 41-21. Meanwhile, Fresno, this offense working on all cylinders with Carr. Rouse last week rushed for 261 yards 2 weeks ago. They're coming off a bye, another plus there. They're coming off the bye, but 2 weeks ago, that Nevada game you were over there in your backyard, Rouse runs all over them. Air Force can't stop the run. They got Carr, 100. His quarterback rating 154, 32 touchdowns, only five. Only 5 picks. The guy's been, phenomenal. I just think this is a spot where Fresno just has an easy time of it. It's up big here and keeps the foot on the pedal here.
I agree 100%. I think the line's short. I made my line a lot higher. So for me, it was the favorite or nothing. And I think this is the time of the year where you can't be afraid to back some favorites, especially if they're motivated to do some damage. And when you look at the flip side of it, Air Force already accepting the bowl bid. They already know where they're going to play. Winning or losing now becomes pretty much irrelevant. Not saying anybody wants to go in and lose a game, but what happens is if you find yourself behind, early in the season, the back door stays open. Late in the season, if you're not motivated, that back door gets shut. And if you're going to bet a dog, you want 60 minutes of effort. If you have 60 minutes of effort, you always have a chance to cover. But you can't guarantee me 60 minutes of effort with Air Force in this game. Because of that, again, favorite or leave the game alone. And because the line's short based on my number, I'm going to be on Fresno with you come Friday.
2 points I want to make. First of all, to your point, I think a lot of times it's that preparation all week too. You don't put in the prep work. You're going to the bowl. Your season, you've got that victory already. So you get on the field. You're going to try.
Going through the motions.
Yeah, but that prep work all week, you're not doing everything you need to do to prepare for that
practice.
Game. Exactly. The other thing I want to point out, Chuck, I'm looking at Fresno has 3 losses. Boise, Tulsa, a very good team.
Yeah, that was only about 1 point.
And Oregon. I mean, those are 3 extremely respectable losses, so a very, very good team. All right, we've talked about it. Let's go ahead and make it official.
I like Fresno State here, laying the points. A couple key things here. Fresno, they come off the bye. If you're going to play a team that runs an offense like Air Force, you come off the bye week. It gives you an extra week to prepare for that option offense. Number 2 here, Air Force. After last week's lethargic 21-7 win over Hawaii, they accepted the bowl bid to the Humanitarian Bowl. They've got really nothing to play for here. Fresno playing for the Mountain West Conference Championship here. They're in a 3-way tie here. I think Fresno has a pretty easy game here.
Very good.
I got my water ready for the chalk.
That's
I'm ready
wash
for
down
it,
the chalk.
That's Chuck. I know what you're picking. That's not so much Chuck. Okay. Coming up next, we're going to go to VR. We're going to talk about really what should be a great game. UCLA and Stanford,
Sheridan.
A Pac-12 matchup. 2 teams coming off of terrific games.
Huge wins.
Anyway, we'll go to VR next. You can watch all our videos at pregame.tv.